We don't call it New Year's. We call it Rosh, the head of the year. That title is very carefully chosen because it encapsulates what the power of Rosh Hashanah is. Think about the human head, or more specifically, the human brain. What is its role? What is its purpose? What is its greatness? I mean, we know that Hashem designed us in such a way that we stand upright so that the head is the highest point of the human body, illustrating that the head, and specifically what it contains, the brain, is our most advanced, most complex organ. So what is so special about the head? On the one hand, you could say it's the command center of the entire body. So if the nerves don't, God forbid, fire, then parts of the body will not respond. Because the impulses that are coming from the brain are what cause every single thing that we are doing to happen. Even now, as I move my hand, that is because of neurological impulses coming from my brain, which is the command center, ensuring that every part of the body works as it should, seamlessly. The truth is, the brain is more than that. It's not only a command center. It is the epicenter, or as the mystics describe it, it is the energy center of the entire body. That's why if a person's brain, God forbid, is tired, injured, not well, that's going to affect the whole body. The person will become sluggish. So it could be a neurological or even a psychological issue. If the brain is not firing on all pistons, the rest of the body is going to suffer, because it is not just the command center, it is the energy center of the entire body. The truth of the matter is that the brain is also special in its own right, not only because of what it does for the rest of the body, not only because it sends the neurological energy to run the body, but because the brain is an intellectual powerhouse. It allows us to innovate, to be creative, to become philosophical, to understand the world. That means it has its own advantages besides what it does for the other components of the body. Rosh Hashanah, likewise, has three elements to it, which align to the three different degrees of relationship that we have with Hashem. On the one hand, we build a relationship with Hashem through the things that we do, the mitzvahs. So Hashem expects certain things of us, and if we do those things, then that deepens and strengthens our relationship with Him. Rosh Hashanah is the day of the year when we're supposed to reflect on what am I going to do in this coming year? How am I going to show that dedication to Hashem better than in the previous year? That's why we make Rosh Hashanah resolutions, which hopefully are more effective than New Year's resolutions. That's the part of the brain of Rosh Hashanah that is the command and control center of our behavior for the rest of the year. The things that we dedicate ourselves to, the decisions that we make over the course of Rosh Hashanah have a profound impact on how we behave for the rest of the year, more so than any other day of the year. Yes, of course, we can change course anytime we choose, but Rosh Hashanah is particularly designed to allow us the opportunity to steer ourselves for the next year, command and control. Like the brain runs the human body, Rosh Hashanah runs the spiritual reality of our year. But then we identified that there is a deeper level of relationship between us and Hashem, so deep that even if we have wrecked our relationship by either doing things we should never have done or completely ignoring the things that we should have done, there is a deeper layer to our relationship which allows us to reconcile. And that's what we call teshuvah. Teshuvah is something more overarching, something more profound than just simply checking boxes of the things that Hashem expects of me. And that is part of the Rosh Hashanah experience too. While we don't beat our chests and say Al Chait on Rosh Hashanah, there is an element of teshuvah that is supposed to happen over the course of Rosh Hashanah, particularly when we blow the shofar, because as we know, that is a very profound experience. Hearing the sound of the shofar wakes us up, and that's supposed to be a moment of not just reflection, not just making a commitment for the coming year, but recognizing the depth of relationship that we have with Hashem and allowing that relationship to come to the surface. And in that sense, Rosh Hashanah is part of a 10-day program that begins on the first day of Rosh Hashanah and concludes on Yom Kippur, which is all about discovering this depth of relationship and applying it in a profound form of teshuvah that hopefully will shift us in a dramatic way, more than just simply taking on a resolution for the coming year. But the core and essence of Rosh Hashanah, the real greatness of the brain, is not only the fact that it is the brain of the body, it has its own independent value. And that is the fact that Rosh Hashanah is the day that we're able to connect to God in such a profound way so that He becomes, so to speak, the King again. And as we've already described, that is the part of ourselves where we don't just simply say, I'm going to do. We don't even just say, I'm going to reconcile, but we say, I'm going to surrender to be able to connect, because God's greatness is absolute. It's not that he's great as a creator, it's not he's great in terms of what he does for me, but he is absolutely great, and I want to key into that on Rosh Hashanah, which is the primary focus of this special day.